The Martian is the new movie by director Ridley Scott, and it is just fantastic. Scott has been kind of all over the place for the past few years. Prometheus had a lot of people split, The Counselor left many disappointed, and Exodus, Gods and Kings just sucked. But The Martian is his first completely solid movie in a long time that is bound to please almost every audience. The movie does well through its simplicity. Based off the novel of the same name by Andy Weir, The Martian tells a pretty straightforward story. Mark Wattley, played by Matt Damon, is a botanist and astronaut who's left stranded on Mars after a storm separates him from his crew. From there, he has to find a way to survive on Mars until another expedition reaches the planet, or he can contact Earth. He has to grow food, make water, basically do Castaway in space. But Damon's character keeps the film from feeling too familiar through his comedic attitude. The Martian isn't primarily a comedy, but it does have a lot of funny scenes and dialogue to it. Wattley keeps a video diary under a sarcastic guise that stays optimistic about the entire situation. It actually provides this sci-fi movie with some depth that makes the audience really care about the main character. The rest of the characters include Wattley's crew and NASA scientists that eventually do come in contact with him in a pretty creative way. These characters are played by noticeable actors such as Jeff Daniels, Jessica Chastain, Kate Mara, Kristen Wiig, Sean Bean, Childish Gambino, Michael Pena, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. As supporting characters, they serve as thinkers or engineers that are just trying to get Wattley home, but they're all still kept entertaining in their own snarky way. Actually, for a film about someone stranded millions of miles away from his own planet, The Martian is really upbeat. I was actually anticipating the filmmakers to take the movie too seriously, almost to a fault, if anything. But instead of being a drab tale about survival against nature, The Martian has fun with its script, and it utilizes its creative story to remind us that movies can be entertaining, even if they're just about solving a problem or discovering a new way of thinking. Most of what Wattley does in order to survive involves rigging flimsy-looking setups made up of material left over at the Mars base. A lot of it looks like it's going to break at any moment, and sometimes it does. But when it works, and that's something that I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. The Martian feels like the science fiction movie audiences have just been waiting for. It's an adventure that has one foot in reality and one foot in the future. Mars itself is a really cool setting that will have you admiring the clay-colored landscapes, but will still keep you on your toes because of how dangerous it is to Earthlings. The film's optimistic message of thinking outside of the box is shown in a way that is itself. And the rest of the movie's great ideas are ones that are a bit subtler that you wouldn't expect to see in a big budget wide release. But most of all, the movie allows us to see all of these things through a well-developed character that the audience genuinely becomes involved with. I see no reason why I can't give The Martian 4 stars out of 4. Movies like this are ones that don't get made enough, as there's definitely something for every taste in the audience, and there's even more for brainiacs, astronomists, and science fiction fans. Thanks for watching. I'm Cowboy Rivers.